refer to always known as the Bush of Amy Rose, and I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody over there watching 005 Comics Retrospect. I think that's what you are. That's not what you're watching. And just keep watching anyway, because you know why? This show is awesome. And also, if Sonic shows up, please tell me where he is, because I really want to find him. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you so much. Amy Rose. You either love her or hate her. She's Sonic's self-proclaimed girlfriend. Making her debut in issue 25, she has started out nothing more than Sonic's fangirl, and was just basically a background character with a few lines here and there. When the Dreamcast era in 1999 appeared, with Sonic Adventure being a launch title, her game counterpart got a brand new design and a new personality. Just like Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, Amy's comic counterpart adapted the new design. Since then, Amy became a very crucial member of the Freedom Fighters. Today we're going to learn about Amy's past and future in the old continuity, aka the pre-Super Genesis wave. Born in the kingdom of Mercia, being brought up by a noble house, but her parents, who we don't even see in the comics, soon renounced their wealth to improve welfare and to help those in the kingdom in need. When Dr. Ivo Robotnik took over and placed the High Sheriff as his sub-boss in charge of Mercia, Amy's parents fell victim to the roboticizer. Her cousin, Robbo the Hedge, looked after her. Yeah, we're stepping into Robin Hood territory here. And in the meantime, stories reached Mercia of a heroic blue hedgehog, prompting Amy to begin writing letters to him. Conditions continue to grow worse, however, and thus she was sent to the safe haven of Knothole Village by her cousin Robbo the Hedge, after much of the kingdom was roboticized. After getting captured by Metal Sonic, she was briefly imprisoned in the Collision Chaos Zone, only to be rescued by her hero Sonic, after having to deal with Metal Sonic, and taken to Knothole. There she lived for some time. As I stated earlier, she was just a background character, and she really didn't have anything going for her. She did, however, protest when Sonic was put into prison and accused Sally Acorn for not letting her be a freedom fighter. Like she was just too young and inexperienced. She and Tails found a book about the Great War between the United Federation and the Kingdom of Knothole. Yeah, that's just about it for her. Not much, but it gets better in the Dreamcast era. After Sonic and the other members of the Freedom Fighters refused to take her on a mission to check out a secret ancient city that would end up being Station Square, she wandered around Knothole until she found the magical Ring of Acorns and touched it. Wishing to be older, the ring granted her wish, and although she aged physically, she still had the mind of a 10-year-old. Additionally, gained limited magical abilities by absorbing the ring's energy, including the power to summon her magical Pico Pico hammer from thin air. She then asked the Freedom Fighters to let her join, and with the help of Nate Morgan himself, she finally got her wish to go with them. After the Sonic Adventure adaptation, she had some adventures of her own, searching for Antoine's father with the help of Knuckles, Bunny, help fighting off the Arachne and Zorda, and a year later, when Sonic returned to Mobius, she was given the medal and became an official freedom fighter. Her dream to becoming one officially came true. Now that she's an official freedom fighter, means that she'll be joining Sonic and the gang on more missions, like fighting the Metal Sonic Troopers, the Suppression Squad, evil parallel dimension version of the Freedom Fighters, and even being one of the last Freedom Fighters, along with Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles taking down Eggman before going up against Eggman again. Amy and the Freedom Fighters fought against foes like the teamed up Iron Queen and Snively, who secretly were lovers, assisted Blaze the Cat to find a missing Soul Emerald with the help of Cream the Rabbit, going up against Team Dark, the Babylon Rogues, and the Hooligans. Once Naugus was declared king, things started going south for the gang. Eggman regained his sanity after his previous loss to Sonic and started causing some serious havoc on Mobius. The Freedom Fighters were in a rough shape. Sally's been roboticized, Bunny losing her cybernetic limbs, and Antoine in a coma after being blown up by Metal Sonic. With the small group they had to break the team in two. Team Freedom consists of Rotor, Big the Cat, in training, Cream the Rabbit, and two rejected Eggman robots, Heavy and Bomb. Team Fighters consist of Sonic, Tails, and Amy. One team would protect New Mobitropolis, while the other would pursue Eggman. While pursuing Eggman, they would battle against other Dark Egg Legion troops. They came across Mecha Sally a few times, but Amy and Sally exchanged words to one another about their friendship. Mecha Sally almost telling Amy that she never liked her. Of course, the sentence was never said. Well, we'll never know since the last issue of the original continuity ended in a fight in Thundera. Team Fighters along with Silver the Hedgehog and the Thunder Freedom Fighters engaged in battle with Mecha Sally and the Thunder Dark Egg Legion. As they were losing the battle, that's when Eggman and Dr. Wily launched the second Genesis wave. Although Amy was a very minor character during the Genesis era of the comic, to the point of just being a background character, there was really no point in adding her to the comic at that point. My guess is that the only reason why she was even in the comics in the first place had to be because Sega wanted her to be in it. Aside from Sonic the Fighters, I don't think that the writing staff had any idea who Amy Rose was and what to do with her in the first place. Also, since the comics were originally an adaptation of Sad AM, it had already established a relationship with Sonic and Sally. It wouldn't make any sense to just drop that and hook Sonic with Amy. Plus, it would have been weird for Sonic to be with an 8-year-old. Once the Dreamcast era kicked in, and every other game since then made her a key character, unlike her game counterpart, as well as her Sonic X, Boom, and IDW counterparts, this Amy Rose was given a backstory that fitted more with what the comics continuity was. The writing staff had to include her more in the main roster and flesh her character more, at the same time retaining traits from the games. I thought it was a brilliant move from the writing staff the way they handled Amy's redesign explanation, by only growing physically and still having a mental capacity of an 8-year-old, which would explain her more childish behaviors that were carried over from the games at that time. I also liked how she was given a more coming-of-age character. Just like Tails, she was able to overcome and aid the Freedom Fighters, and many of the threats they faced together, and proved her worthiness to become a Freedom Fighter to her peers. I won't be covering her post-Genesis Wave stories, since the reboot, like any other continuity in the franchise, was basically a new continuity in itself. Thus, the Amy Rose in the reboot is a brand new Amy that doesn't share the same backstory as the Amy from the pre-Genesis Wave. And that's it for our favorite pink hedgehog. And it's been more than 3 years since I originally started this project, and almost a decade since I did my first retrospective with Scourge the Hedgehog. Again, I do apologize for anyone who was looking forward to this video. Life gets in the way of things you want to do. I was happy that once I had more free time and I remembered this project, I immediately came back to working on it and swore that I'd finish it before the new year. After this video, I do plan on reviewing the first year of IDXW Sonic, and we'll continue the Archie comic retrospective. Also, for those of you that dislike IDW Sonic, there is a fan group much like the comic online community that is dedicated to continuing the pre-Genesis Wave story. That is all done by fans who grew up and love the Archie continuity, and from what I read, I rather do enjoy it. And being an artist myself, I hope to contribute to the comic in any way I can, if given the opportunity. Until next time, peace, and thanks for watching.